when I first learned about game, the fantasy for me, the appeal of it, you got this.
I'm not
I
a
didn't do
fish.
the Heimlicher. So what got me into the idea of learning game was I was very socially awkward. I was not an introvert, but I was just very uncomfortable. I had high anxiety and I was very awkward around people, and I would get teased, I would get made fun of. People would just make a fool of me and I'll make a fool of myself. And so I read the book The Game. I learned about the idea of pickup, watched David D'Angelo courses, and I thought, I imagined myself like 10 years after high school because I knew it wasn't going to happen during high school. I was like, there's no hope during high school. But maybe 10 years later, going to the reunion and then like pulling my crush from high school, the hottest girl from the class, like 10 years later, and like showing all the other like the other guys there and being like, see ya, like watch me, and bringing her home. Funny enough, like 6, 7 years later, I did actually run into my biggest high school crush, who she was a model when she was younger, very attractive. We ran into each other at a bar and we hit it off, and I was kind of the fantasy had come true. I was a lot more smooth and a lot more charismatic and confident with women. But then as I talked to her, I realized she's what's the word, trifling. She's annoying. She's like, I don't even like her. Like, what did I even see at her? She is not at all. That's not well. Okay. It happens, right? There's this fantasy and then there's a reality. So it turned out that when I didn't have the perspective of being this desperate little kid who's just like, oh my gosh, she hot, I realized that she wasn't the kind of person that I would want to date or even have a one night stand with. And she invited me back to her place. I was like, I actually have to go home, and turned her down. And that was kind of the full circle. I think that was the full circle is when I realized, first, I can't get anything. I can't get women. I'm just completely kind of an outcast. I don't really have many friends. Then I get to a point where I can, but I'm kind of trying to show off how cool I am. I'm getting good at game, but there's this part of me that's doing it for the wrong reasons. I remember once I pulled this girl that looked like Gal Gadot, and all my friends agreed, oh, she's really hot. And I pulled her, but I didn't really like her. Like, I didn't really have chemistry or get along with her. Pulled her, brought her home, and like showed all my friends her pictures, like, oh, look how hot this girl I got with was. And then I realized, well, that was hollow.
Yeah.
That was for the wrong reasons. That wasn't what game is really about. That was like just totally for ego. And look, if I actually liked her and we had chemistry, that would be fine. But it was this idea like, I need to get the society's perfect 10. And then I've arrived. Then I'm good enough. Then I have value.
Well, that's actually what makes those girls like you too, to be fair. That's what makes guys like you most of the time.
Was that you don't have that. You let go of that.
Yeah, that you actually care about who she is, so then she starts chasing you.
It depends how you define dimes, because there's the kind of dime that is the social climber that kind of likes that toxic energy or that like taking energy.
Yeah.
That is attracted to that, attracted to the sharky, right? The shark that just wants money, wants to build an empire, all that kind of stuff, but doesn't care about offering value to the world or connection or anything like that. They're just like dollar bills or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they're attracted to, and you can get those girls, but you realize at a certain point, maybe that's not even what you want. Maybe that's not what you actually want. Maybe what you want is actual intimacy, actual connection. Yeah. And it doesn't mean hotter isn't better. I'm not saying it's not, but that was the full circle moment, realizing that fantasy was hollow in a lot of ways, but going through that process, having that as a motivation still helped me get started. However, what a lot of people get stuck at is that level and don't go to the next paradigm, right? That's the thing with a paradigm. You want to evolve past it and do another paradigm. The one that gets you to get ripped or to get you to start making money, that might help you, like being poor and having this desperation, that might get you there. But then if you're doing it in a way that's kind of like taking advantage of people with money, let's say, like you have a business like being a used car salesman. If you never evolve past that, then you get stuck there, and that ends up limiting you in a lot of ways. So that was kind of my journey, what I got into the game and then what I got out of it. And it really becomes about, for me, it's about free expression, that feeling of social freedom, some people call it, is one way to put it, a feeling in the zone of just not caring what people think and being able to just enjoy yourself. Lightness, not that heavy, judgmental, I need people to see me a certain way kind of energy, the free, charismatic energy, right? That's the best part about game. It's not even getting laid. That's cool. I mean, that can be great, don't get me wrong, but that isn't the peak. The peak is that actually feeling of just connection, freedom, intimacy, being able to like have a memory with some random person, even if it didn't lead to sex, but that is going to have some kind of impact on you, right? It's something that's always going to be there. That is what game is really about to me.